Calling this meeting to order at 8:35. Welcome to the Hamilton County Board of Elections regular meeting for September 4th. Note for the record that this meeting was noticed in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on our agenda is approval of the board meeting minutes from our August 18th and August 25th meetings.
I'll move approval of both sets of board meeting minutes from the 18th and the 25th of August.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. Next, we have certification of the November 4th general election nonpartisan candidate petitions with August 21, 2025 filing deadlines. Director Poland.
Yes, good morning. The list of candidates is in your packet. It is entitled 2025 Nonpartisan Candidates, August 21st filing deadline sufficient. There are 37 candidates listed. These are from the jurisdictions of Cincinnati, Madera, and Springdale, since they all had the later filing deadline after the board last met on August 18th. Staff reviewed these all 37 petitions and found them to be sufficient and recommend certification.
I'll move certification of the nonpartisan candidate list that's presented to us here.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Next, we have certification of November 4th general election write-in candidates.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. There are just a few other items under this same agenda item. In your packets, there were 3 Cincinnati City Council candidates whose petitions were insufficient. They're listed on the report, marked insufficient. These candidates did not have enough valid signatures. 2 did not have enough valid signatures due to the circulator statement being incomplete, and 1 just simply did not have enough valid signatures.
I see that list of 3, and I will move that we reject those 3 petitions as being insufficient, as having insufficient signatures.
A second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Sorry.
then we have one, we just want to put on the record for the board that there were 2 candidates that the board previously certified their candidacy on August 18th. That is Darren Dahl of Gulf Manor for member of council at large, and Antonio Sanders for our member of Board of Education, Cincinnati School District. Although the board certified these individual candidacies on August 18th, they have since withdrawn. So we just want to note for the record that these candidates will not appear on the ballot. They withdrew prior to the 70th day before Election Day. So their names will not appear on the ballot. No action needed by the board.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, now what I was so excited to get to is the certification of the general election write-in candidates.
Yes, you have a list entitled Sufficient, 2025 write-in candidates list. There are 22 candidates that filed valid declaration of intent to be a write-in candidate, and staff recommends certification of these 22 write-in candidates.
On these 22, I'll move that we certify them to the ballot as write-in candidates.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries.
Mr. Chair, there's one candidate, or there is one potential candidate that filed a declaration of intent to be a write-in candidate that the staff recommends board review on. We received a declaration of intent to be a write-in candidate on August 21st in the name of DJ Gwen Summers for City of Cincinnati Council, again, as a write-in candidate. At that time, this individual was registered to vote in the name of Gwen Endegun. You have in your packet a copy of the declaration, a copy of the voter's registration record, along with a registration form from September of 2024, all indicating that the voter's name was Gwen Indigon. Late yesterday afternoon, this potential candidate appeared in person at the board and filed a registration update form changing her name to DJ Gwen North Summers. So all of that information is in your packet, and we're bringing this to the board's attention to determine whether or not we can certify this write-in candidate when she was actually registered under a different name at the time that the declaration of intent was filed.
Is the candidate present here today? No? Okay. Well, then I'm going to just ask the prosecutor's office. I know there's some statutes that control how names can appear on the ballot. If you could give us a summary of that.
Certainly, I think that if there were a natural derivation of the name Gwendolyn here, that it might be okay if it were a Gwen, but using the derivation of DJ Gwen, I think presents a problem for this particular petition.
And the last name changed too, right? She went from Edogun to Summers, right? So her declaration was filed on the 21st, and then after that, she sought to do a name change.
Can you, either staff or the prosecutor's office, remind us of when the deadline for the write-in candidates was to file?
It was August 25th, Monday, August 25th, and she filed it on August 21st.
Oh, fair enough.
And when did we receive the registration updating the last name?
Yesterday, September 3rd, late in the afternoon.
So, just so I make sure I make the appropriate motion, you can certainly keep the conversation going, but I thought I'd make a motion to get it before us here. What would be the action if I sought to reject the name change, just to reject that part, or to, I mean, if she's already certified as a write-in under Edagon or whatever, we wouldn't be unsettling that, right? We would just be.
She is not certified currently
Oh, okay,
as a
I
write-in
gotcha.
candidate. She was not included on the list that you just certified because this was an unusual situation. Staff was bringing it to the board to make that determination.
it.
So she has not been certified as a write-in candidate. I believe the action the board would be taking, what's before the board right now, is to determine whether or not to accept the declaration of intent to be a write-in candidate.
As presented, which would be under the name Edogun, right?
Summers.
Summers, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to move to reject the candidacy at this juncture, based on everything that's before me and based on what I've heard from legal counsel. So I guess my motion would be to reject the write-in candidacy declaration.
I second it.
Any discussion?
I
Just
have,
one.
I have a question. So DJ Gwen Summers filed as a write-in candidate on August 21st. On September of 2024, her name was Edogun.
Yes, I had included that in your packet when as we were preparing those. That was the last registration form that we had received
So she updated it on yesterday
yesterday.
to Summers
Correct.
to match what she wants to be on the ballot as a write-in. As a write-in candidate.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to clarify before we vote that a candidate has to file to run under their legal name or some natural derivation of their legal name. And so for a write-in candidate, obviously the name is important, and as of the time she filed on the filing deadline, her name on file with the Board of Elections was something completely different. So
Right.
I'm going to support the motion.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to clarify that
Yeah.
for everybody
Thank you
watching
for
at
that.
home. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention? That motion carries. Okay, was that it for write-ins? Until the next item?
That's it for write-ins. That's correct. We can move to the next item.
So, next on our agenda, we are having a protest hearing regarding one of the write-in candidates that was just approved. The protest is for William Carter's write-in candidacy for Mount Healthy City School District Member of Board of Education. When the board has a hearing like this, we act in a quasi-judicial capacity. We will hear from the protester, and we will hear from the protested candidate. If either one of them can present evidence to the board, if they're going to give testimony, we will have them sworn in by the court reporter. So I'm going to start by asking if the person who filed this protest is present today. If you want to come up to the podium and identify yourself. And
Douglas Frazier.
Mr. Frazier, welcome. I'm going to have the court reporter go ahead and swear you in just to get that out of the way.
I do.
And now, the floor is yours. You can present anything you would like to present to the board.
Okay. The reason why I'm filing the protest for his write-in candidacy is because the information I was given based on ORC 3513.041 states that a write-in candidate can't be accepted by the Board of Elections if they previously filed a nomination declaration with the board, in which I have I don't know the exact date because I wasn't able to get a copy of it, but the board previously rejected their petition that they filed, and I got this information on August 20th, so I'm assuming that at the August 18th meeting is when it was rejected. And then on September 3rd, I became aware that they had wrote a write-in petition filed that said it was being reviewed. So my understanding is you can't file a write-in petition. If you already filed and it was rejected by the board, you can't turn around and file a write-in petition. And that's the basis for my protest.
Are there any questions for Mr. Frazier?
Mr. Frazier, when I saw this issue, I also had the same question. And I don't mean to challenge you, but do you have any legal authority to back that up? Because I can tell you, you're about to hear a legal opinion to the contrary. So I'm just trying to give you a fair
I can read the language from the ORC.
Just give me the code section if you have it. That'd be great.
3513.041.
Got it.
States the Board of Elections shall not accept for filing the declaration of intent to be a write-in candidate of a person seeking to become a candidate if that person for the same election has already filed a declaration of candidacy, a declaration of intent to be a write-in candidate, or a nominating petition, or has become a candidate through party nomination at a party election, or by the filing of vacancy under section 351330 or 351331.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else for Mr. Frazier? Okay, thank you. You can have a seat. And then is Mr. Carter here or someone to speak on his behalf? Okay. Just want to make sure, could somebody pop their head out in the hallway and just make sure there's nobody else out there? I don't want to give him, okay, thank you. I guess I would like to hear from our legal counsel on this issue of 3513.041. In this case, the candidate's petitions were rejected by the board, so the candidate never.
That is correct. Never officially became a candidate. So case law would indicate that it would be permissible for Mr. Carter to file as a write-in candidate, and as long as that write-in paperwork was sufficient and he was otherwise qualified as a candidate, he can appear on the ballot. That is not only following this board's prior policies decisions, but would be consistent with Cabo versus Lucas County Board of Elections and Knowlton versus Noble County Board of Elections. If a court were to review this, they would really be looking to liberally construe the election laws in favor of a person seeking office, to avoid restricting the rights of electors in choosing a otherwise qualified candidate.
So the distinction from 3513-041, which I'm looking at again, the distinction here is he never was actually a candidate because we never actually certified him because his
Correct.
petitions were invalid. And then the other methods that one becomes a candidate do not apply according to the statute. He wasn't nominee of a party. He didn't file previously as a write-in, et cetera. So I see the reasoning. Okay, thank you for that.
So, without the challenged candidate present, there's nothing else really for the board to consider. Would anybody like to make a motion?
I will. I'll make a motion that we reject the challenge, primarily based on council's interpretation of the law and my own as a board member, that Mr. Carter had never actually become a candidate so as to invoke the provisions of 3513.041. So I'll move that we reject the challenge.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? That motion also carries. So, Mr. Frazier, we appreciate your vigilance and your time today. And as you can hear, the law is fairly clear on the subject. So we appreciate you and best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Next on our agenda, certification of the November 4th, 2025 general election questions and issues filed after August 6th.
There were no additional questions and issues filed for this election, so we can move on to the next agenda item.
Next is appointment of precinct election officials.
Yes, in your packet, you have the list of precinct election officials that staff is recommending for appointments. You are required to make this appointment in September of each year, and normally you do that with including in the motion, giving staff the authority to fill vacancies as we're still placing poll workers at this time.
I'll move I'll move appointment of those precinct election officials that are provided here to the board this morning.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. Next, is there any other business?
I have no other business.
Deputy Director? Okay. I'll ask one more time. Is there any other business to come before the board? Is there anybody who would like to speak? Kenny? I have nothing for you this morning. Kenny has nothing for us either. So seeing that there is no other business before the board, we will adjourn. Anita?